Welcome back everyone. As requested, we will be testing Comodo Home and Business with auto containment disabled, but the rest of the modules will be enabled for this test to see how well the other modules can actually protect the machine. On the left we've got Comodo Home. So for this test we took the Lacia theme for Home, so it matches the business version. Okay, so we'll quickly have a look at the settings. Okay, so for updates it's used full signature. Antivirus real-time scan is enabled. Heuristic is set to high and enable network scanning. Firewall is enabled with a block request and all the advanced options are enabled. These are just the rules, just going to quickly go through it. Okay, so for host intrusion is enabled, set to block request and be adaptive under low resources. These are the rules. And these are predefined by Comodo themselves. We didn't create anything new. Okay, as you guys can see, containment and then auto containment is not enabled. So we're leaving it disabled for this test. File rating enabled. Virus scope is enabled and not to monitor only the applications. Script control. And the same for the auto runs. And that's about it. So for the business side, it's a little bit different, not that much. So real-time scanning is enabled, set to high. AMC integration is enabled. We can enable cloud services as well. Firewall is set to block mode and all the advanced options are enabled. These are all the rules, just quickly going through them. Okay, so for host intrusion, same block mode. These are the rules. Okay, so containment, as you guys can see, manual and it's disabled. We disabled it via the profile. So containment is disabled. That's hence why the danger symbol. Okay, so virus scope is enabled, also not to monitor only applications contained. Signatures or the scanners are enabled. Script analysis, same, and we set it to Microsoft and also to monitor all library files being loaded into processors. Okay, so that's about it for settings. Nice, short and sweet. I'm going to disable real-time shield, extract the malware, and then we'll continue the test. Okay guys, so we are back, so let's quickly look at the extracted malware. Okay, so 1401 for each of them. Let's just quickly make sure that they're up to date. While they're up to date, I am just gonna quickly reapply the real-time shield for the business version. Okay, there it goes, it's applied, so we'll just wait for the machine to quickly get it. Okay guys, so I've made sure everything is up to date. For some reason there's a database update issue. I'm not going to worry about it. We're not going to test that. So I'm just going to quickly enable real-time shield. As you can see, the antivirus is enabled. Auto containment is disabled for business. Auto containment is disabled. We'll just enable the antivirus module. So there's a good chance that Comodo might start removing malware. Okay, it's back again. It's green. Okay, database, I'm not going to worry about. I'm not sure why the home version has an issue. Okay guys, so we're going to execute the malware. We're going to give the machines a chance to do their thing, and then if there's any interesting, I'll let you guys know. Okay guys, so the test is done for the Comodo home version. The business version is a bit behind. So if we look at the results, there doesn't seem to be anything that is malicious in memory. That seems to have died. I think that will clear out when we restart the machine. Okay, so I can't really see anything malicious. There is one startup item, the stale scale. I'm not sure what that is. So there's a startup item, and then we have these two little broken windows, but I'm just going to restart it and then I'll let you know. Okay, welcome back everyone. This was a bit of a long test, especially for the business endpoint. Test ran a bit longer. There was a problem with the scans, obviously, so we stopped it. But I think it's just my VM. This VM is really old, so I need to reload and redo this VM. Okay, so let's look at the left-hand side for Comodo Home version. So we'll look at Heatman Pro and Heatman Pro for Business on the right. Okay, you'll also noticeably see longer scan times, so this VM is a bit slower. So the home seems to have 2 problems. Let's quickly check. Okay, so it only seems like there's 2 problems. Not bad, definitely not bad. We obviously have seen worse, and the auto containment was disabled, which is the cornerstone for the endpoint protection. So this is actually not bad results, only 2 problems. Let's look at the first one. Okay, so that's an exe file. And the second problem, that's in under app data roaming, also an exe file, and it was labeled as malware, generic malware. Couple of register keys. Okay, cool. So 2 malware there for Heatman Pro. Let's look at a business one. Let's quickly scroll through everything. No, that's still in the same location. Malware extracted. Okay, so it seems like there's nothing for the business endpoint. Only malware in the extracted folder, no other malware. Okay, so that's good. So 2 malware for the home version. Okay, let's close that. My Norton Power Eraser seems to have closed. Okay guys, and we are back. Sorry, I thought I did scan with Norton Power Eraser and that, but I forgot to do those scans. So I just quickly ran Norton Power Eraser and MSiSoft as well. Okay, so as you guys can see, Norton Power Eraser is clean. There is one problem on the Comodo home machine. Okay, so the Norton Power Eraser says it's clean, and yeah, so there's this one malware here. I think it was one of the same ones that Heatman Pro found, so nothing for the business one. Let's look at the MSiSofts. Okay, doesn't seem like there's anything. The location is not changing. So for the home version, program data as well. So quite a bit in program data. And yeah, and the rest is just on the desktop. So for the business version, location is not changing, so it's just malware on the desktop. And that is about that. Okay, cool. So no other malware anywhere else. Home version's got a bit of program data. We'll close that. Close that. Okay, so let's look at the malware bytes. Location, app data, location. Okay, cool. Nothing for the business. Let's take it downwards. Okay, so app data, only 1. Seems to be a shortcut again for a malware, and then it's just malware on the desktop. So it seems like malware bytes did not pick up the other malware that MSiSoft and Heatman Pro was reporting. So it seems malware bytes is missing those. And for desktop, not changing. Okay, cool. So no malware for the business. A little bit for the home version, unfortunately, but not too bad either. Let's look at our startup items, and let's maybe check Process Explorer as well, and our files. Okay, so as you guys can see, the home version is just a bit slow, but it should display the icon shortly. We only have the tail scale startup item that's not supposed to be there, and the rest is fine. We have PowerShell here, but as you guys can remember, the previous test, test added the PowerShell. This is the same VM. I don't have snapshots or restore points for the Comodo VMs because they tend to block all the malware. For all the other vendors, I do have snapshots. So this is the same VM I tested before. So this PowerShell is from the previous test, but nonetheless, it's PowerShell, it's harmless, can't do anything, it's not malware itself. For the Comodo Home, it's this tail scale. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll need to investigate it. So we'll quickly have a look at our files. Okay, download seems to be unaffected. Unfortunately, documents, we have these two, and then this batch file here, and then two HTML malware. Nothing for the business and pictures. Okay, picture seems to be untouched, and the same for business. Yeah. Okay, let's quickly look at running processes. Okay, let's see if we can spot anything that's persistent. Okay, so all these will just die out when the machine is restarted. So obviously we have this tail scale, but it's only one vendor seems to rate it as malware, so that might actually not be malware. So let's see what virus total has to say. While we wait for the page to open, let's look at the business side. Okay, all these are verified by Microsoft. That local T mentioned the last time, that's a false positive. And because this is the same VM, this is still running from the last test as well. So this did not come onto the machine with this test, that was from the previous one. Nothing else that I can see. Cool. I would say that's a excellent clean sheet for Comodo Business. Not quite the same story for Comodo Home. Okay, so we're still waiting for Microsoft Edge to open. As you guys can see, green process, so we're just waiting for Edge to open. Should long, okay, cool. There we go. It's opening. While we wait, let's look at Comodo's quarantine. Yeah, while we wait, let's see how much malware is left versus. Okay, so 9 more malware left for the home version compared to the business. It might remove malware now, maybe not, as we go through it with the real-time shield. Okay, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so 9 more malware for the home version. Okay, there it's starting to remove maybe one of them. Okay, so let's look at virus total. So it's only Clam AV says it's ransomware, which is odd. If it's ransomware, it should be flagged by all the other vendors pretty soon. Maybe it's just a false positive, that maybe the AI or machine learning made a mistake. I don't know, this is a difficult one to say. We'll either have to investigate it manually, do a static or dynamic analysis on the malware, or we'll just have to wait and refresh a bit to see if virus total scores are updated. But only one vendor, Clam AV. If it was maybe Bitdefender or Kaspersky or any other well-known vendor, then you can maybe say yay. But no offense to Clam AV, but the fact that they're the only one labeling it as ransomware and the other ones have not, I'll take this result with a pinch of salt. Okay, so let's close that. So maybe this is nothing, but either or, I don't think it is actually persistent malware. It might just be a POP. And yeah, I would say that's about it, guys. This test was a bit long, but it's fine. We got it done and dusted. So for those who wondered how good the auto containment is, maybe this test didn't do the auto containment any justice, because especially for the business, because there's no infection. But believe me, the auto containment makes a huge difference. But it's also I've seen Comodo step up their signatures, especially with the new business version. They have improved their file hashes and scanning on them. So the new business version has improved on that level as well. Plus, also just keep in mind, the business level has a couple of additional features for protection that the home version does not. Hence why you can see the results between home and business. But I think this actually justifies the difference between home and business. If home did the same as business, then I don't think it justifies the business product. So for me, this is a good indication to show between home and business. But yeah, let us know, guys, what you guys thought about the video. Also just bear in mind, containment was disabled for both of them, and that's the key signature for Comodo. So even though the home version, I still think it did really well, considering containment was disabled and it's a free antivirus. I think the results here still did better than a lot of the other paid home AV vendors. And also, again, one security feature was disabled. You guys would see our previous test with the Comodo home version, almost basically flawless results, but that's with containment enabled. So maybe that's a good indication to show how well containment works with it on and off. But yeah, I think that the result speaks for itself. If there's any other tests that you guys want us to do, more comparisons, maybe with certain features disabled, to see how well products do fare, any other versus battles, let us know. But yeah, I think hopefully this will put any doubt about Comodo and the auto containment to rest. But yeah, let us know what you guys thought about the video, then I'll see you guys soon.